I don't know if I've ever seen an owner of a club throw a bigger hissy fit than the one that I'm seeing from this owner. This is a more complicated situation than most people are making it out to be, but I'm going to try, right? I'm going to try to take pains to explain why, even though it's a more complicated situation than most people would like to admit, it is still, at the end of the day, unacceptable ownership behavior, in my opinion. Okay. Now, what I saw initially is like, it's kind of crazy, and you don't really believe it's real at first, but it started happening to multiple people. And this is around a club called Yeoviltown, who I actually, weirdly close to my heart. I remember on FIFA, I think it was FIFA 2016, I took Yeoviltown from League 2 all the way up to winning the Prem. This is before I discovered the light of Football Manager, obviously. But, Yeoviltown, I'm like, oh, I know them. I've played with them in a long-term kind of personal save before. That's exciting. Well, Yeoviltown fans started to get, like, emails and messages, okay, that told them that they were being banned from attending matches. Now, I'm going to read this in full because it's fucking wild, right? March 28th, 2025. Dear Mr. Hooper, following a thorough review of your recent conduct on the social media platform X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, we are writing to inform you that as a result of your negative comments and remarks regarding Yeoviltown Football Club and the club's chairman, the decision has been made to impose a banning order on you. This order prohibits you from attending any matches, events, or entering the premises associated with the club with immediate effect. Your comments have caused significant disruption and created an environment that is not conducive to the values and reputation of the club. As such, you are hereby prohibited from entering the club's stadium, training facilities, and any other properties associated with the Yeoviltown Football Club. This ban will remain in place for a period of 2 years from the date of this letter. We ask that you consider this matter seriously. We trust you understand the severity of this issue and the necessity of maintaining a respectful environment at Yeoviltown Football Club. Fuck off. Fuck all the way off into next week. There is no way you are banning fans from paying to attend a match for a fucking National League club. You're in the National League. You're not even in the Football League. And you're banning fans from attending. Like, well, what do you don't have enough fans to ban them from attending. What do you mean this is what you're doing? For what they're saying on Twitter? Are you serious? I mean, look, I said this situation's more complicated than most people will acknowledge that it is, because online abuse is obviously a serious problem, and football fans have an issue with this. They say some heinous shit. Okay? They get up to and say some heinous shit. But if you are not creating an unsafe or, potentially violent or whatever physical presence at the ground, there's absolutely no precedent for this. And this just feels like shooting yourself in the foot, because basically every team in the National League is losing money. So how are you going to start banning fans that actually want to go watch your games from attending the freaking matches? Makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't. And it all ties back to this owner who I need to find his name, Martin Hellier. Okay, and Martin Hellier for a while has had an issue. He is clearly somebody that the kitchen is too hot for. You know the old saying, if it's too hot, get out of the kitchen, right? And I'm going to be honest. Do I think online abuse is a problem that society should be working to correct? 100%. But if you believe that you are going to buy a football club in a place like England and not get any abuse and not get any shit thrown your way, that'd be like being a YouTuber and expecting nobody to talk shit about you. I get hate mail every day. I find the humor in it. I think it's funny. I try not to take it too seriously. I don't really take life that seriously. It's a great way to live. And it's pretty easy for me to live that way because I just get to sit here and talk to you guys all day. So love that. But seriously, I would be an idiot if I thought I would get into YouTube and start talking about all of my opinions on different sporting things and expect not to get, people that think I'm not funny, that think my forehead is too small, which I'm getting extensions, don't worry about it, right? People that, anything under the sun, for anything that I talk about, people that just assume this, like, I don't know. You can think of a million examples, right? Owning a football club is the same thing. That's why I'm talking about this. It's like if I buy an English football club, even if it's the National League North-South, I know there's going to be some crazy fucking people over in the corner frothing at the mouth, super angry about something all the time. That's just how it works. This is their passion. It's their livelihood. You're coming in here and you're messing with it. Now, it goes too far sometimes. Of course it does. But I think this guy's demonstrated a pattern of behavior that he does not handle that environment very, very well, right? And I'm going to give you an idea of how he might have been able to handle, even if the stuff they were saying on X was completely heinous, which honestly, I don't necessarily believe it was, because that is far from the only email that was sent out by Yeovil, as far as I'm able to find. The multiple people were being like, this guy was basically finding tweets and going, we're banning that guy from attending the match. But Glover's cast joke about impartiality, but this is the owner, by the way. But listening to Screech, I mean David Coates, inability to acknowledge positive results is painfully hilarious. Keep taking the piss, boys. There's always match day radio for you to listen to. I mean, as if I'd have you at HP. The three of you can fuck off. There's proper fans and there's proper journalists. So, like, starting beef with podcasters based off what I understand. Oh my dude, I hadn't seen these yet. It is amazing how out of touch and just awful at handling criticism. You've got to be able to handle criticism. You have to be able to. If you're in the public eye at all, you will self-destruct like this if you can't. Well, who can blame them? My 4-year-old is more mature than him. You're right, he'd fit in very well with that lot down the road. They're welcome him. Keep doing what you're doing, Matt. The time will come and we will get there. I'm assuming this is talking trash about Martin Hellier, right? But this isn't over the top. This isn't death threats. This isn't, I'm going to come find you and, pop, like this isn't, this is, oh, my 4-year-old's more mature than him. This is like PG, fun for the whole family type shit here. And he still can't handle it. It just wigs his brain out. And he's like, then I'm sorry your 4-year-old son is raised by you. You're not a shit poster. I am. I can say that sort of thing on the internet because I don't own a fucking club. Right? And I don't have a relationship with the fans. If I want to throw an alley-oop off the backboard to myself and dunk on somebody on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever, I can do that. That's my brand. But I'm not responsible for a club and a fan base, and I'm not like, and even then, I wouldn't be this mean. This is mean. This is like real, I'm going to try and you where it hurts sort of stuff here from old Martin. Like, this is really mean. If I go to try and do that alley-oop off the backboard, I usually go for something that's not as mean. Something funny. This is just mean. This is trying to dunk on somebody by being mean. Love this comment. Need to lay off the coke, Martin, you absolute cunt. Here's another one. A small minority of fans does not represent the majority. They were not legitimate questions. I would not change my principles I was born with for a business, David Coates. Even when John Clancy endorsed me, you could acknowledge it. 3 plebs, 3 cowards. Cowards. You've chosen your course. I invite everything fan giving me this shot for which I lose 100,000 pounds a month to follow another club. I'll see the season out and fuck you. So basically, like, this sounds like it's in response to fans saying they're going to go follow another club because they don't like this owner. And then his comeback is, well, fuck you. I'm running this business so poorly that I'm losing 100,000 pounds a month. Sick comeback, dude. Got him. Damn. I will always be on the side of an owner that is looking to make sure they're not losing 100,000 pounds a month. That's unhealthy. Right? And if there are owners that are willing to do that and able to float that, they should be appreciated by the fan base. But they're probably not going to be appreciated by the fan base when you're telling them they're not fit to raise their children. Right? Like that, if you're going to want sympathy and support for the fact that you are investing a lot of your personal wealth in this club, trying to shit talk everybody that ever says anything bad about you is probably not the best approach. Not that I'm an expert. It just stands to reason, Martin, that this doesn't make a lot of sense. If you came out with a PR offensive where, I don't know, you maybe weren't starting fights with everybody that breathed wrong in your general direction, and you went, we're really trying to win, I'm putting a lot of money in the team, come out and support us. I know you're frustrated with the results or these signings, but we really are trying. We've got this money in. Thank you to the people that are supporting us. And please continue to get behind us. Oh, by the way, if you could leave my family alone and out of it, if you want to criticize the team, criticize me. Boom, I'm doing this on the fly. And I'm still doing it better than this guy. That's the statement. That's all you have to say. Now you're getting sympathy for the fact that you're putting this money in. Instead of putting the money in and then going, I'm spending $100,000, I'm spending $100,000 a month for people to go to other teams, you ingrateful plebs. They don't even use the word plebs. What are we, in feudalism? Like, come on, man. Wow, how about you go fuck yourself? I think we will see ultimately who's laughing. What a stupid man you are. Don't rise to the fools trying to get followers from shit rumors. We all know you love the club and will not be, you love the club and there will not be anyone else from the town willing to do what you plan to do. Nah, he can get in the bin. Not sure what your agenda is, but you look like the kind of guy that hangs around outside playgrounds. Dude, this is, so when they, like, I just want you to keep in mind that this is the type of shit he's talking about. Nah, he can get in the bin. If that sets you off, you shouldn't be legally allowed to have a phone. You're a danger to society. If you can't emotionally handle telling you, like somebody telling you as the owner of a club that you can get in the bin, you're not fit for the job. You're really not. Right? Because if you are a fan and you aren't able to say that without drawing the direct ire of the owner, I don't know what else to tell you. Thanks to my boy HLTCO, by the way, for pulling all of those together. He did announce, of course, that he is going to leave, which is very funny. But the update on this is basically Martin Hellier, who is the owner of Yeovil, again, the fan that is banning, the owner that's banning fans because of their comments on social media for multiple years of a freaking National League club. He's announced that he's trying to sell the club and he wants to leave by the end of the year. And it is such a pitiful, sad, annoying announcement that I honestly, it just makes you feel that like kind of gross pity at like the pity mongering that he's trying to do. Once you see the types of comments that he considers like really troubling, and there might have been actually really troubling instances out there, but it is clear based off of his responses to very run-of-the-mill criticisms, he's not equipped. I don't know how many times I can say it. Sorry, the statement. I fully intend to sell the club and leave as soon as a suitable buyer is found. It's simply not worth losing the money to be abused and my children abused and so on. Martin, I'm not going to lie. I've found a lot of examples of you being far more abusive to other people than they ever were to you. Like seriously. Actually, I don't think you really understand that you are capable of also abusing other people. Maybe, maybe not. You just got a big old victim complex in your brain. Right? I would ask in the meantime that you stop the endless online harassment and abuse. You've done it. It worked. This sounds like it was written in some sort of manic depressive episode. It worked. It's over. My investment provided the club with the funds needed to get through and provided with football and promotion to the National League, but has given me nothing but abuse and minus £4 million personal deficit. Which, again, bragging about running the club poorly. You know what I mean? And if you are going to try to throw your personal investment into the club, you need to make it clear that, like, hey, we're adding some gas to the fire. I'm losing money. This is the direction we're trying to go. And this is why we're trying to go that direction. But just, if you're, just losing money for the hell of losing money is, it's like he's trying to use that to get sympathy. When it's like their issue is not with the investment that you put into the club. Their issue is clearly with you. Okay? And you're the one that decided nobody can make you put that money into the club. You did it. If you want to run your club like Daniel Levy, I will always support owners wanting to do that, where you don't want to lose money. It is your money. But seriously, if you make the decision to put £4 million into a National League club, while also just antagonizing everyone, this is going to happen. So yes, I do not intend to be at YTFC next season. Your abuse has succeeded. Now leave me alone until the end of the season. No, because I don't think I've said anything in this video that was unfair, right? And there are plenty of football fans that go too far with it. And I am sure, I want to be very clear, I am sure Martin Hellier has had to deal with some of those things. But he has also made this situation unbelievably worse for himself. And I told you I was going to come up with a different solution. If you really are troubled and bothered and like really heinous things are being said, instead of banning this person, send them an email and say, hey, saw your recent X posts. Obviously more formal than that, like it's coming from the official club. And as somebody that's a fan of our club, we really appreciate your support, but we believe that certain, like some of those posts don't really go within the guideline. Like, they don't really fit with the community we're trying to build around Yeovil. Like, I mean, if it's death threats or whatever, right? Then that you say something like that, and we would love to know, we would love to have a productive conversation with you and other fans about how we might make this club better so you don't feel the need to do that. But we also want to be clear that we feel those types of comments are really harmful and that sort of statement. Let them show the fan that you care instead of trying to just ban them. Because oftentimes, even if a fan is stepping way over the line, that's their out of touch with reality sort of way of expressing the fact that they are unhappy. Right? And they could do that in a much more productive way for society, and it should be removed from society that people are so awful online. But there is a 0% chance that just out of the blue emailing people that they are banned from the stadium based off their statements on X is like, it's ever going to work. It's not. And I just gave you a way to handle the worst instances. And based off the interaction that Martin Hellier was having with other people on the internet, I'm guessing that this probably wasn't like the worst instances of online abuse. Just a hunch.